name is Zoe. This is Music Mukbang, and today we're talking to Cal and Bren from Brevin Kim. Hello, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you for
Doing
having
good.
us. We're
Yes.
excited.
So, you just released High School Football. That's your third album, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
I
So-
mean, technically like our eighth, but yeah, third real one.
Yeah.
Third on
official.
DSP.
Third official album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can you tell me a little bit about, just what went into this? Obviously, it's a very cohesive project. A lot went into it. I'd be interested to hear what the process was like.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'll start it. So if you listen to No Less Than Three and Pan Museum, they're not cohesive. So like that's kind of our staple is like making a shitload of genres. So we've always stuck to that because it just felt right. But for the first time, we just wanted to make something that sounded like one full piece from top to bottom. Even when we got tempted, like we have so many demos that didn't make this project just because they didn't fit the aesthetic. So it was kind of a challenge, but we told ourselves like we're going to make a cohesive project for the first time, like one similar sound that all makes sense together. So yeah, we kind of just we rolled with that. We didn't really plan on making an album, but we just started to like realize we were making songs that belonged on an album together. And then we went back home and shot everything and it just felt right. So
Yeah, absolutely. And has your hometown and kind of like your roots where you grew up in played a role in your music previously, or was this kind of the first time that you incorporated it into a body of work?
I mean, I feel like it's always there a little bit, but this
Yeah.
is the first time we I would say, fully incorporated it. High school football is basically about our hometown, so.
yeah, I think
But it's always kind of like sprinkled in, but
I would say it was like the first time we fully embraced it rather than like, it's not that we hid it, but like, I don't know, when you're new to music, you're like, nothing about your hometown seems like shiny and interesting, but the longer you're in this industry, you realize like it's unique and it's cool to like represent where you come from, even if you don't agree with, half of the people there or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
first time that we like embraced it and put it at the forefront of like our, aesthetic and our visualizers and the music itself. So
Right. And I think especially you guys, so you're in LA now, right? I think
yeah.
that's super awesome that you kind of were able to ground yourself back in that way. And then I think it's very relatable as someone who like is from a small town. I feel like you guys really like incorporated and embodied those elements and those feelings that you get when you do go back home and you're like shit, like it's very reminiscent and all that. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the goal. Even if you're not from Massachusetts, hopefully you can like feel
It
the
can speak to many people who just have like a normal upbringing,
yeah, no, for sure. So tell me a little bit about how you guys got into music. Was it always something that was present in your household growing up?
it was like
Yeah,
it
for
was.
sure.
Yeah. Like our dad, both of our parents have like really good taste in different senses of like, what they grew up on. They're a little bit of a difference in age, but like
Different.
they always played things that inspired us. But I don't think we really realized we wanted to make music until we heard like Eminem when we were like really young. And then we realized we wanted to make music. And then the more we kind of grew up, we realized like I think that came from being in like a music household, even though our parents didn't necessarily like make music. I mean, our dad kind of, but it was just like always prominent in car rides at the house, whatever was going on for young. Yeah.
For sure. And did you guys learn any instruments growing up, or was this at what point did you start making music?
I mean, I took guitar lessons when I was like probably like 14. I mean, I still play guitar a little bit, but yeah, we started making music like before we made like kind of the stuff that we do now. We were like strictly like rapping.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, and I mean, in your early stuff, you can definitely hear a little bit of that for sure.
Yeah.
So we always like wrote. We like wrote poem. Like they didn't have like there was no production or anything, but we wrote early on, just like verses, right? Like no, just words. and he was doing guitar lessons. So we knew we wanted to like do something, but we just didn't really understand what we were doing. We just loved the music. So I was writing, he was learning guitar.
Yeah, it was just
And
for fun, just
years
like
later,
screwing around. But
yeah.
It got serious for us probably like 2017, maybe 2018 is when it got like
maybe something like that.
Gotcha. And so was there like a specific point or a specific milestone at which you guys like decided you're like, yeah, like we can do this like full send?
It was actually
probably getting signed, right?
No, even before that. I mean, when I first realized, so like we always thought we were amazing. I mean, looking back, we weren't, but like we were so confident like early on in our stuff.
Yeah, that's what you need though, right?
I mean, you have to be. But now looking back, I'm like, I understand.
It was pretty bad.
We weren't great, but then we finally put together a project that we were like proud of on SoundCloud in like 2018. And we got I don't know if you remember because they're like not around anymore, but Elevator did a write up, and we like that's when for some reason I think we realized like somebody's paying attention, like people are paying attention, even if it was like at the smallest level. I think that's when we realized like we're not just making music for ourselves anymore, like people, even if it's small amount, people are listening and seeing this. So that was the first glimpse of like this is possible. And then getting signed.
And we had like a small following on SoundCloud, which kind of like made us feel like we could do it.
Yeah.
And do you find that the SoundCloud community was pretty helpful in terms of like learning, like not only like communicating like industry wise and stuff like that, but then also kind of building skill set?
Yeah, we've met so many people on SoundCloud, even people that we still talk to today.
That era was very like powerful. I feel it was like it's kind of like TikTok now-ish, but less corny. Yeah, so
less corny. Are you guys on TikTok?
We're on there,
not by choice.
Not common. Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's getting banned in it's starting to get banned in states now, so you might get out of it, you know?
I hope it gets banned here.
Is it actually starting to get banned places?
Yeah, I think it got banned. It was like Montana or something. When I looked you guys up on Google just to make sure I was encompassing everything, your genre, one of your genres is listed as Ukrainian rap or something.
Really?
Yes.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. Yeah, look it up.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
But then you've also been very vocal about the fact that you encompass like all of these different genres. How would you describe kind of how your own personal Brevin Kim genre has shifted from the first album or the first project to now? Either lyrically, stylistically, what have you?
Well, it's like
good question.
It's never really like intentional. It kind of just happens. And like high school football probably doesn't sound much like Pain Museum, but like I mean, Lincolnshire on Pain Museum could have been on high school football. So there's things that like, it always, but like we just get inspired in moments. I mean, with high school football, I think this is the project that we like the music we listen to that inspires us, like Novo Amor, Bon Iver, Dijon, Pinecone. We like made that project that it's the type of music that inspires us. We finally feel like we were able to make a project that kind of sounds like that. But like we'll be back to like some crazy weird shit next. Like so I mean I think we've evolved. We felt like this was more mature and it was something we wanted to get out there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean we're like going in this direction forever. We just kind of like we've been wanting to do this sound for a long time in a one full cohesive piece. So yeah, I don't know. It changes every day.
Always changing.
Like, it's always changing.
Well, and I think that's really a testament to, your artistry that you can do that where you can drop an album and it's cohesive and then the next thing you release sounds nothing like it and people are still going to love it because it's like it's Brevin Kim, like there's
we're lucky.
that
we're
personality.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Sorry?
People tend to at least our core fan base, which is small but like very strong, like they tend to accept whatever we put out. So we're lucky in that sense that
they're not like stuck in one Brevin Kim era.
Yeah,
like we lose them.
They usually embrace
they stick around
no
no matter what we do, really.
Yeah,
which is good.
That is awesome. So you've been doing this for quite some time now, obviously like pre-COVID. How do you make it so that music is like sustainable for both of you individually? Like who takes on what? Like how do you kind of break things up either from like someone doing social media or like producing, just all of it?
I'd say it's pretty even.
Yeah,
I mean,
it kind of depends,
it's
like
day by day, like
depends who's home. Like it's as simple as like
yeah, whoever's home that day, like on the
sometimes like
computer,
if he's home, he starts an idea, I come home to it. Say I wasn't home
or vice versa.
or vice versa. But he's the main producer. Like I creative produce, but like when it's really time to lay stuff down, it's usually him. But then the vocal stuff is fully collaborative. I handle most of the social media, but all the creative decisions are like a collaboration.
Yeah.
It's kind of like whatever day, whatever whoever gets to it first.
It's not as deep as as we would like to think it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound great, but
no, I mean, but I feel like that is very like sibling vibe of you, you know, like it just works and you can't even explain it because
can't explain it, but it just works.
Yeah. Is there anything that you guys disagree on often?
Yeah, I mean, it's never like where it's like too much where like something wouldn't come out.
Right.
Never like too crazy, but yeah, we have disagreements.
Well, we have like almost the same exact ear, like same exact taste. It's like insane. Like we know we're gonna like when we hear like a chord or something, we look at each other. We know we have the same taste. But he's a little bit more into like pop music than I am.
Okay.
That's our one thing we kind of disagree on. He leans a little more, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he leans a little more Ed Sheeran with it.
Ed Sheeran. Of all the pop singers, you've been, you know, continuously releasing music. What does a day to day look like for you? Because you guys are extremely consistent in like the grand scheme of things. If you're looking at artists and releasing music, it seems like you guys always have something going on. So how, like, what does a day look like for Brevin Kim? Are you guys like often in the studio, often working? What is it?
Well, yeah, we do everything from home. Like right here is where we do it. Like right where we're sitting now, and just I mean, we never really like I wouldn't say we force anything, and I think that's part of why it's so consistent because we only work when we want to, and that just happens to be like a lot. But
it's almost every day there's some sort of idea that's like brought to life, but it's like there's not really, unless there's like deadlines, there's not really like structure to it. It's like every day we're doing something creative, but it's not like a force or anything. But at the same time, it's a lot of like listening to music and like just getting inspired.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think that's obviously like, just from the different things I've heard from artists and stuff, sounds like a really healthy way to go about it and combat burnout and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
So growing up essentially on the other side of the country and being like now in LA, what would you say has been either the biggest challenge or the biggest like culture shock being in that area?
I mean, it's a good question because there's a lot of things, but I mean, for me, it's like moving away from. I mean, all of my family and like my good friends are back. I mean, we have like a new group of friends we hang with and stuff, but yeah, I guess it's basically just like moving away from what you're used to.
Right.
And it's expensive here too, so it's like.
And then, I mean, like the LA talk is like, it's kind of cringy when everybody's like, "Oh, LA sucks," like everybody's fake, and so like I don't really
sometimes
buy into that. But it's not even that it's like fake. It's just like so much different. We're like used to it now because it's been 2.5 years here now.
Yeah.
But it's so different than like where we grew up. Like, but you just become accustomed to it. Like even just walking around, like people look different. Like
everyone here is trying to be famous.
Yeah, everybody's here for a reason. Like people aren't just here to be an accountant.
Yeah. And it can get like kind of competitive.
Yeah.
In a way. I mean, like
it is what it is. I don't know.
It's not too bad.
No.
Not too bad. You get used to it.
You get used to it.
Yeah, I get a lot of back and forth with people that are like, nah, New York's the place to be, and then people that are like, hell no, like not New York, like LA is the place to be. So it's definitely very divided in that sense.
Well, I like New York better, but I think it's just harder as an artist to like succeed there. I don't know. I think you can definitely do it. I see people doing it.
I think you can do it. I think you can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays with the internet. Like I don't think you have to be.
Just depends what you
don't
want.
have to be anywhere really. You just have to have computer and internet.
Exactly. And then you're doing it. Did you guys go to college? Did you study? Okay. And what did you study while you were there?
I went to like, I didn't go to like a traditional college. I went to like a tech school. It was like a year program for like, it was like computer technician. I didn't end up doing anything with it, but that's what I went for. And Cal, you went to?
I went to literally nothing to do with music. I went to business school.
Okay.
Like business management. I got a degree in. Haven't used my degree at all. Well,
hey, maybe subconsciously you're using it, with
I try to tell myself
like
that,
with the
but
social media for us, maybe.
I try to tell myself that, but I literally didn't learn one thing. Like I can't think of one thing I learned. I can't.
Maybe you didn't.
No.
It's just so ingrained in your.
But it was a fun time. Like I don't regret it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you feel that going to college or going to school after high school helped prepare you in any way for what you do now? Like not from like a courses standpoint, but just from like a life skills standpoint?
Kind of. I feel like well, honestly, I think
not for me.
Well, yeah,
but I was only there for a year. It's
maybe
I lived in like a campus. So honestly, the only thing I would say is like, in some ways, living here in LA kind of reminds me of like living on campus, where it's like it's not that different from like being in college in LA. Just like the way like people form their circles and
helps you live away from home, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's true. It helps you live away from home, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see that for sure. I feel like that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So is live shows ever something that is in your future? Is that something that you guys are looking to do?
Yeah, we love performing. It's like our favorite thing to do. We just, to be honest, we've been like, we want to do shows. We just, the perfect opportunity hasn't arisen for like our whole team to agree upon. So I think this summer though, we're just gonna like try to do some warehouse shows in LA and like just go for it. Even if we like lose money, just do it.
That'd be very sick. And also too, I mean, even like with the live shows, I feel like even if like from a monetary perspective, you don't get something out of it, I feel like there's definitely like from an engagement perspective and like even like a content perspective, there's so much to be said for that. So cool. That'd be definitely something to look forward to. If you guys could play any venue, what would be your dream venue?
Honestly, like I feel like it would be sick to play like Red Rocks would be amazing.
Yeah.
And maybe like House of Blues or TD Garden in Boston, just because it's where we're from.
Right.
I think those are mine. House of Blues Boston. I know there's a House of Blues everywhere, but
no, but I feel like each one has its own vibe. Definitely very sensitive.
Sure,
released a single, Call and I'll Answer, with Gali the Ruler and Saya. Can you tell me a little bit about that song?
Oh yeah, we just had a session with them. It was just, I mean, we kind of knew each other a little bit before, but we hadn't hung out or made music together. So we just had a session and it just came about naturally. And
we had no like,
we all made it together though, like in the same room.
It was cool. We knew right away it was like it was something we were going to actually release, because you can do a million sessions and nothing happens, but it was they were great in person. We knew each other on the internet, like he said, but yeah, we did that shit in like 6 hours, and
Yeah, we were
a couple months later we put it
yeah,
out.
it was fun. They're both really good.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what do you guys have anything coming up that you would like to share? I know you were working with Diveliner the other day.
Diveliner has been a good friend as of recent, like a new friend and amazing collaborator. So we've definitely got some stuff coming with him. Not sure of like release dates on that stuff, but
For sure.
it's coming at some point. And then as far as, we don't have anything like planned at all, but like we know
we have some ideas.
Yeah.
But we also want to just, you know, keep the high school football train going as long as we can.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that zone where you drop an album and then you immediately move on. Like I want this to be, because it took a while and it's important to us. It's easy to just say it's done, to keep making music, and we are making music. We're always making stuff.
Yeah.
And we have ideas of what's coming next, but nothing concrete.
Nothing set in stone besides pushing the album, and then
yeah,
we'll probably have some singles before next year, I would say, for sure.
Definitely more high school football content.
Oh, exciting. What kind of like visualizer type things or music videos?
Probably more like interview, like not interview, but like just more about what it's about.
Yeah, we have to
like,
break it down a bit more.
Yeah.
And then I think if we do a show this summer, it will be like high school football top to bottom. So we'll definitely get a bunch of content out of that. It'll be like our live performance of the album.
Yeah. That's
so
awesome.
hoping to do that this summer.
Whose idea was it to do the visualizers? I feel like that's really cool.
It was both of us.
Yeah.
Like as soon as we knew the name of the album was going to be high school football, we like,
well,
it was just a given.
I'll tell her how we came up with the
oh yeah.
There's like, I forget if this is like out online yet, but we were like driving to Rite Aid one day.
Okay.
Like 6 months ago or whatever. And there was this woman driving behind us on a motorcycle with a helmet on, and she was like bawling her eyes out for some reason. And I could just see it through the rearview mirror, and it like looked so like amazing. Obviously it's sad, but it was like captivating.
Yeah.
So that kind of started like, it was nice to see the guy on the motorcycle. It sparked the entire idea of like, that guy on the motorcycle represents someone who like grew up in our hometown and can never leave, like is stuck in their past. But that woman on the motorcycle inspired basically the entire like creative direction for the project. And then we put everything together.
That's insane.
We just got lucky.
Yeah. So that doesn't happen often then, that you just get an external influence?
It doesn't. Like usually we just come up with something, but like she sparked an idea. I don't know, we might have already had the title. So like
we had the title. Yeah.
I think we had the title, and then we saw that woman, and it just like meshed together and inspired us. So
wow. Right place at the right time, and now everyone has this awesome project to listen to. That's
we gotta find that lady.
Literally. Like maybe she'll
all right.
Maybe she'll see it one day.
Yeah. She'll be like, hey, wait a second.
That was me.
Hey. Anything else about the album that you want to share? Any fun facts, either while you were making it or
working with OG Mako? He was like, OG Mako was like an idol of ours, like, you know, in his early years. So the fact that it was a huge moment for us to like become friends, to work with him and get in and get him on actually work together was like crazy to us.
Yeah,
for sure. That's awesome. So high school football, out on all platforms, everyone can listen to it. Anything else that you want to share before we wrap up? Parting words.
I would just say, don't like, we'll be back with whether it's new music, new content. Like
we're not going anywhere.
A little bit quiet lately, but yeah, just expect like
more content,
a busy rest of the year. And we're excited to switch it up again, probably completely change our sound again. But yeah, we'll see. That's about it. Yeah,
exciting. Thank you guys so much, Brevin Kim.
Thank you so much.
Where can everyone follow you on social media?
At Brevin
at
Kim,
Brevin Kim
everywhere.
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Spotify, Apple.
All right. Awesome. And we are at Music Mukbang everywhere as well. So thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Zoe. Take care.
Awesome.
Bye.